India is now in hot pursuit of a stolen artifact which has been in the possession of a museum in the United Kingdom for over 5 decades now. Now, what's the story of this bronze idol? Where does it originally belong? And what's the process now of us trying to get it back? This is what I'm going to explain to you in hopefully about 3 to 4 minutes, so please stay with me. This bronze idol is that of the Tamil saint poet Tirumankai Alvar, who is considered the 12th Alvar saint, the last, who was also one of the most learned ones. He was also given the title Parakala, beyond time. So it's quite a cherished idol. The bronze is back from the 15th century, and it was apparently stolen in the 1960s. Now, of course, we didn't know that. It was in the possession of the Ashmolean Museum at the University of Oxford. It was bought by the museum in 1967 at the Sotheby's auction. Ever since then, it's been at the museum. But recently, something very interesting happened because an independent scholar who happened to be sifting through the photo archives of the French Institute of Pondicherry chanced upon an image which he thought depicted the same idol as the one that was at the Ashmolean Museum. So very interestingly, he let the museum know. And the museum, in stark contrast to what usually happens, soon after let the Indian High Commission in London know. The Indian High Commission got to work because they were expected to submit police reports and records trying to establish the provenance of the idol. So they got to work. They let the Tamil Nadu police know, who with the help of the idol wing came back with a report, and they said clearly that unambiguously this idol originally is from Tamil Nadu, from a village in Kumbakonam, from a temple called Swarajya Perumal, and it's been replaced with a fake one once the original one was moved out to the UK. Now, this is an interesting case because such swift action on the part of the museum, on the part of the Indian High Commission, and also seeing a scholar who's been at work trying to put pieces of the puzzle together and trying to identify the provenance of the bronze and trying to return it back is quite amazing because it never really happens this quickly.
This is going to be a very important case, the Ashmolean Museum's Tirumankai Alvar, because it's going to shatter a lot of misconceptions about applicability of the UN statuette and India's own antiquity laws. In the past, the 1970 UN statuette is considered to be like, a Lakshman Rekha which cannot be crossed, which miraculously washes any stolen object. Meaning, before 1970, everything is untouchable. But then we must thank the archives like the French Institute in Pondicherry that provides us a credible archive that these sacred murtis were intact in the temples prior to that. That's number one, the first lead. And also support from law enforcement, like the new team in the idol wing in Chennai now.
So now we are at a stage where an official from the museum is going to come down to India, to Tamil Nadu, and he's going to take a look and try to confirm that yes, indeed, this bronze idol is from Tamil Nadu. This is an interesting case, and I hope it sets a great precedent for other cases of stolen bronze, because this has been happening ongoing, because just a few months back in 2019 we saw the return of the limestone carved relief sculpture of the origin from Andhra Pradesh and another one from Tamil Nadu. We also brought to you the report on the return of the Nataraja from a gallery in southern Australia. But that was a long drawn out process. It took about 5 years, and the whole story of bringing it back, which is in stark contrast to the one I'm talking to you about now, is quite interesting, and you should check it out. We actually made a video on that recently. So let's hope that this case sets a good precedent for others and we can get back the stolen artifacts to India as soon as we can.